Good morning. You just heard Ann talk about Pentecost and the Holy Spirit and some pictures or things that people use when they talk about the Holy Spirit. Sometimes they talk about a wind and sometimes they talk about a flame. So we are going to make a pinwheel today that uses wind to spin around, and I put some red and orange here to kind of make it look like flames. So for our craft today, you will need a square piece of paper. Mine's a little heavier, kind of like construction paper. You want it to be a square, maybe 6 inches by 6 inches. You will need some markers or anything to decorate it with. You will need a push pin that will help us attach it. You'll need a pair of scissors, and you will need a pencil, and you might need somebody's help. So the first thing we're going to do is just cut on our paper. Now we're going to cut on the diagonal. So from the corner, we're going to cut and we're going to make it go not quite to the middle, maybe just over halfway. So I'll make my first cut and show you. So it's not to the middle. I don't want to cut my paper into triangles, but it will give us enough of a shape. So I'm going to do that on every corner of this square. And once that is done, that will give me my basic pinwheel shape. So after you make those cuts, you have a square that looks like this. Now, on every other edge of the triangle, you can make a decoration. Now, I'm just using red and orange and yellow markers, and I'm just kind of making some lines. You could make it look a lot more like flames. Flames, sometimes they're kind of curvy on the edges and pointy on top. A lot of times people use red and orange and yellow, and I kind of like the way it looks. So you see I did it on the edge of one triangle, so I'm going to skip this edge and I'm going to do it on the next one. So I'm going to put this color on the edges real quick, and I'm just going to do mine quick so that you can see how it would look. But if you want to pause and take your time in this step and make it look different, you sure can. Red and a little orange and yellow, and there we've got it. So now that I'm done, I have a square that I've cut, and I've colored on 4 different edges of it. Now is the part where you might need a helper and an extra set of hands. You'll want to take your pencil, and you need to find a pencil that has an eraser on the end. And then take your push pin. I've got one here. Now to make the pinwheel shape, you're going to take the edge that is not decorated and fold it up towards the middle, like that. This is where it gets tricky because it's kind of hard to hold them. When I did it the first time to make my example, it took me several tries. And that's okay. A lot of crafts usually take me a couple tries. That's why I always have an example one, because I make a mistake a lot of times the first time, and so then I have to do it different to show you. So I have it all held together like this, and then you very carefully, again, you're going to need a grown-up's help here, push a push pin through, and I'm being careful not to poke my fingers or my table. Once the push pin is through there, you can stick it onto the eraser, just like that, and then you have a pinwheel. And if I blew even harder or took it outside on this windy day, you would see it spin around, and you would see the wind and the flames. So I hope you enjoy the craft this week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.